Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're getting into the 5th issue of Alpen's Thinking in Public Substack newsletter.
That's right.
And this one, it's packed with some really practical stuff, actually. From AI making tools like Google Sheets smarter, right through to some, well, interesting takes on persuasion.
Exactly. It's a great collection. We've sort of gone through it to pull out the highlights we think you'll find useful.
Yeah, a good way to get up to speed quickly. We're aiming to connect these different points. AI in Sheets, AI web search pitfalls, a new tool, Daniel Pink's ideas, even free AI video.
See how they fit together. Yeah. Increasing productivity, smarter ways to communicate. That seems to be the thread.
Okay, so let's kick things off with AI in Google Sheets. Sounds like this could genuinely change things for people using spreadsheets daily. What's the main idea?
Well, the big thing is Google's put AI functions right into Sheets.
Okay.
So you can do things like draft short bits of text, summarize longer messages, figure out sentiment, classify stuff, all within a cell.
Sentiment analysis directly in Sheets. That sounds pretty powerful.
It really could be. Think about automating some of that analysis work that can be, a bit tedious.
Definitely. So how do you actually use it? Is there a specific command?
Yeah, there's a new function. It's AI. Pretty simple structure.
Okay.
Inside the parentheses, you put your instruction, your prompt, in quotes, like what you want the AI to do.
Right.
And then, optionally, you can tell which cells or range of data to look at. So AI, your prompt, optional range.
Got it. Can you maybe give an example, make it a bit more concrete?
Sure. Let's say you've got, I don't know, event ideas in column A. You could type in another cell, AI, generate slogan for event in 10 words or less, A2.
Okay. So you point it right at the cell with the event name.
Exactly. Or say you have customer emails in column D.
Yeah.
You could use AI, classify the body of the email as either positive, negative, or neutral, D2.
Wow, okay. That classification one sounds incredibly useful, just automatic sentiment tagging.
Right. And you can summarize, too. If you've got, say, customer feedback spread across a few cells, maybe A2 to D2, you could use AI for the customer, write a one-sentence summary of their feedback, A2, D2. It'll look at that whole range.
That could save so much reading time, boiling it down like that. How do people get access? Is it just there?
Not quite yet for everyone. It's currently in the Gemini for Google Workspace Alpha program or the Workspace Labs program.
Okay.
So if you're not seeing that AI function, your company might not be in those programs. Or possibly the Workspace admin needs to switch it on.
Right, might need admin approval. And the newsletter also mentioned something about templates, ready-made ones.
Oh, yeah, that's another helpful part. When you open a sheet, you might see some templates over on the right.
Like what kind of templates?
Things for feedback collection, classifying expenses, even drafting email responses based on sheet data. They're designed to be super easy.
So you don't even need to write the AI formula yourself sometime.
Exactly. They can really help automate common tasks without much setup. Big time saver potential there.
Okay, interesting stuff happening in Sheets. Let's shift gears now to AI and web search. This is something loads of people are using AI for now, right? Getting current info.
Definitely. Tools like ChatGPT, Claude, Perplexity, they can search the web now, which is great for things like, new tech, recent news, what a company's up to.
So what's the insight from Alperen on this? Is there a catch?
There can be, yeah. The main point is about being careful with something called few-shot prompting.
Few-shot prompting. That's when you give the AI examples in your prompt, right?
Exactly. You show it what kind of answer you want by giving an example first.
I thought that was usually a good thing. Helps the AI understand.
It often is. But Alperen points out that when the AI also has web search turned on, it can get confused.
How?
Well, it might see every sentence in your prompt, including your example, as a separate thing it needs to go search the web for.
I see. So it gets sidetracked by the example itself.
Precisely. It might focus too much on analyzing or searching about your example instead of just focusing on the actual question you asked after the example. It's like giving it too many instructions at once.
So my helpful example could actually make the answer worse.
It could, yeah. Alperen gives a good scenario. Say you provide a nice summary of a startup accelerator as an example.
Okay.
And then you ask, what are the recent trends in European accelerator programs? The AI might just get bogged down in your example summary instead of finding the current trend.
Right, it misses the main point. So what's the better way then if you need that up-to-date web info?
Keep it simple. Be direct. Just ask the question clearly.
So instead of the example, just straight up ask, summarize the recent trends in startup accelerator programs in Europe.
Exactly that. Short, clear, no examples needed for this specific use case, getting current web-based info. It helps the AI focus.
That's a really practical tip. So adjust your usual prompting habits if the AI is using web search. Good to know. All right, let's talk about this new tool mentioned, the Librarian. Sounds intriguing.
Yeah, it does. It's pitched as a kind of personal assistant.
Okay. How does it work?
It operates through platforms you probably already use, like WhatsApp or Slack. There's a web interface, too.
But what can it actually do for you?
The idea is it can handle small tasks for you. Things like sending emails, adding meetings to your calendar, finding files in your drive, or quickly grabbing info from the web.
All from within chat.
Yeah, that seems to be the main idea. And it connects with quite a few common apps.
Which ones?
According to the newsletter, it integrates with Google Calendar, Drive, Contacts, Gmail, also Slack, Notion, and WhatsApp. And it's currently free.
Wow, that's quite a list. So the benefit is mostly about saving clicks and context switching.
I think so. Those little tasks like finding a specific file before a call or drafting a quick standard email or getting a quick summary on someone you're meeting, they add up. This tries to bundle that.
Could be really handy for smoothing out the workday. And the website for anyone interested?
It's thelibrarian.io.
Thelibrarian.io. Got it. Okay, let's move on to Daniel Pink and persuasion. Always a fascinating topic, how people make decisions.
Absolutely. Alperen pulls out some key ideas from Pink's masterclass, focusing on how messages are framed.
Framing, meaning how you present the information.
Exactly. Pink's point is that just listing facts often isn't enough, because our choices are swayed by built-in biases.
What kind of biases are we talking about?
Well, things like loss aversion, the fact that we feel the pain of losing something more strongly than the pleasure of gaining something equivalent.
Right.
Or how we think about opportunity cost, what we miss out on by choosing one thing over another. And also the value we put on the experience something offers, not just the thing itself.
Okay, so these biases mean communication needs to be smarter than just data dumping. How does Pink suggest we frame things then?
He talks about three main frames. First is the experience frame.
Experience frame.
Yeah, the idea is people often buy the feeling, the memory, the lifestyle associated with something more than the product itself. Think selling a house. You don't just list square footage. You talk about waking up to the sunrise, hosting parties, the experience.
That makes total sense. Connecting emotionally. How does that apply in, say, the startup world, like the newsletter mentions?
It means focusing on the change your product brings to someone's life or work. Not just listing features, but describing the improved experience, the feeling they'll have using it, what's their after state.
Got it. Focus on the benefits feeling. What's the second frame?
The second is the potential frame. This one's interesting. Pink argues people are often more compelled by future potential than past achievements.
Really? More than a track record?
Apparently so, in many contexts. Think about pitching investors or job interviews, asking, what could you become? Or painting a picture of future success can be more powerful than just listing past wins. It taps into aspiration.
Focus on the could be. I can see how that would be motivating. And the third frame?
The third one ties back to that bias we mentioned, the loss frame.
Okay, using the fear of missing out.
Essentially, yes. Because losing hurts more than gaining feels good, framing your message around what someone stands to lose by not acting can be very effective.
So instead of just saying, use our system, gain efficiency, you might say.
You might say, without a system like this, you risk losing valuable data, or you're missing out on these specific advantages your competitors are getting, highlighting the potential loss.
Right, emphasizing what they'll miss. Those are really powerful ways to think about communicating more effectively. Okay, finally, let's touch on AI video generation. Google's VO2. Sounds exciting.
It is pretty exciting, yeah. The big news is that Google's made its VO2 model available for free to Gemini Advanced users.
Free AI video. Seriously?
Yep, free generation directly within Gemini apps. It really lowers the barrier for people to start experimenting with AI video creation.
What kind of videos are we talking about? Like feature films?
Not quite yet. These are short, 8-second clips. They're generated in 720p resolution, standard 16.9 format.
Okay, 8 seconds. What can you do with them?
They're designed for sharing, really. Think TikTok, YouTube Shorts. You can download them as MP4s, too.
Anything to be aware of, like watermarks.
Yeah, Google adds an invisible watermark called SynthEye. It basically flags the video as AI generated, though it's not visible to the eye.
Okay. Are there limits? Can I just make videos all day?
There's a monthly limit on how many you can create. And importantly, This free access isn't currently available for the business or education Google Workspace plans, just the personal Gemini Advanced for now.
Right. And something about animations, whisk animate.
Yeah, if you use that tool in Google Labs, you can apparently turn animations you create there into these 8-second VO2 videos. Another way in.
Cool. So how do you actually make one if I have Gemini Advanced?
In the Gemini app, you should be able to just select VO2 from the list of models. Or you can go through Google AI Studio.
AI Studio.
Yeah, there's a video gen tab there. You just type in a prompt describing the video you want. Alperen included an example like cinematic shot of a female doctor in a dark yellow hazmat suit.
Okay.
And it will generate 2 video options for you based on that prompt. You can pick between 16.9 or 9.16 format too, and they're planning to add frame rate selection soon.
It's becoming incredibly accessible, isn't it? What's the bigger picture for Google with VO?
Well, they've said they plan to integrate VO models more tightly with Gemini overall. The goal seems to be improving Gemini's understanding of the real world through video. So expect more sophisticated stuff down the line.
It really feels like things are moving fast, from AI helping in spreadsheets day to day, to understanding prompting better, to these new tools and insights on persuasion, and now free AI video. This issue of thinking in public certainly covered a lot of ground.
It really did. A useful snapshot of practical AI applications, some communication psychology, and a glimpse of what's next in creative AI. Lots of things that you could potentially apply or experiment with.
Absolutely. It brings together efficiency gains and maybe ways to communicate more effectively, too. Hopefully, exploring this has sparked some ideas for you listening, which leads to a final thought to maybe ponder. As AI gets woven more deeply into the tools we use every day and we get smarter about how decisions are actually made, how are you going to adapt? How will you change your own strategies to be more productive? Yes, but also to connect better in this, well, rapidly changing environment. Something to think about.